Okay, you guys. So this is Tamika from Be Natural Arts coming to you guys. Yes, I'm in my snug outfit. You guys, it's kind of cool in here. But I did want to come to you guys because I do have a lot of clients. Not clients, but consultants and trainees that message me. Just more so on visibility. They're going to the Sister Lock class, so just want to kind of start these videos so that I could put something out there for you guys, so that you guys can have some basic knowledge, some basic instructions, or at least know for this particular video what our clients kind of looking for, like what are clients looking for. So I kind of want to give you guys a, run through of just some things that you guys can kind of check. This isn't kind of video for the clients. I'm sorry, y'all. I will be doing some more videos for you guys in the future, but this one is more so, and the next couple of them will be for clients. We'll be doing some videos on styling, and that'll be for like the clients, but this right here is going to be for consultants, anybody in the hair industry, but mostly for my consultants or my trainees that contact me. My bad for the lighting. I'm gonna work on all that, you guys. I'm gonna bring the shop home, but for right now, this me just getting off laid back, and I'm just gonna give you guys some information, okay? Because some of the stuff that people be calling me about, it's just some general stuff. And no, I don't want to charge you guys for general information. It's just some things that I want you guys to have. Let's just say that I'm gifting you guys with this. This is going to be the first video. The first video is going to be what is clients looking for, or what do clients look for. In this video, I'm finna go over a few point lines to tell you what are some things that I hear the most, so that I can relate that to you guys, so that you guys know how to proceed. And then we'll actually be going into other videos like IG or Instagram. How do you promote? How do you set up the accounts? What accounts do you set up? What do you put online? And how do you use social media? So I'm actually going to go into all these little modules. But the first one again, let's get started. What do clients look for? I'm just going to go through a couple brief things that I noticed are the main things that come up when I'm in general conversation. Cleanliness is one, okay? Professionalism is another. Time management, that's definitely one. And then scheduling, that is the most important. Not necessarily the most important, but the one I hear the most. Let's go into a few things. Cleanliness. Okay. Now, when we speak about cleanliness, some of the things that I kind of want to touch base on or remind people is that we are in the hair industry. Okay, you guys? It's certain things that you just not going to know about clients. Clients will not know about you. And that's going to be on whether they have certain things, medical history. So I'm telling you this just so that you know that you're not going to know somebody's status. You're not going to know if anybody is contagious, and they don't know whether you are. So cleanliness is going to be making sure that your tool is properly cleaned after each client. I noticed that some people or clients do come back and give feedback too as well, that a lot of people, you just using the same tool throughout the day. Your tool fall on the floor, on the carpet. You know what I'm saying? Or you get done and you just stick it into this little thing in the drawer and just close it up. That is so unsanitary. It's not anything bad. I'm definitely not downplaying, but I'm definitely talking to you guys so that I can educate you guys. Certain people have certain bacteria that grow on the skin. You just never want to have that tool unclean or unsanitized going on somebody else's skin. When we are working, sometimes it's pulling, sometimes it breaks. When I say break, I mean like break the scalp, and sometimes some people bleed a little bit, or some of the follows disconnect kind of easy. And people may bleed, like a little smaller bleed. You need to make sure that that's clean. Even if not, you need to stop right there. You need to clean your tool, sanitize your tool, and you need to get it back going. A lot of people don't have barbicide, along their stations, and I understand that a lot of people work from home, especially in the sister lock community. I work from home, for the most, I believe, the first 2 years, of me getting into this. I still had barbicide. I still had like a salon setup. So I just really do encourage you guys to do like a salon setup, or at least to have some type of barbicide, your cleaning jar, something so that you can sterilize it. It's some spray that disinfects too as well, that you can actually use. I wouldn't say just rely solely on the spray, but I would definitely use them in concoction. And another thing too, washing hands. Washing hands is like the #1 killer. It is not even just about you going to the restroom and then you're in somebody's head. It's just the fact that, for one, you may have eaten something that a client may be allergic to. And you don't know everybody's allergies. So you have to just make sure that you're protecting all of your clients, and on top of protecting all of your clients, protecting yourself. Making sure that you wash your hands and making sure that somebody's scalp is clean is just two basic necessities that you want to make sure that you do. When I say this, I mean that if somebody's scalp is dirty, like excessively dirty, you actually can bump it a little bit with some of the antiseptic, or some antiseptic or form of antiseptic. Some people can use witch hazel, or you ask the client to wash prior to coming, or you wash them prior to service. If you don't have a sink, I didn't have a sink for the first 2 years, so I ask people, or require everyone to wash their hair prior to coming. You're working with your fingers. This is how you get paid, you guys. This is how you get paid. It is important to make sure that whomever head that you're in, that their scalp is clean. You could catch a fungal infection, a bacterial infection when not working with gloves, okay? And again, you don't know what other people have. The next thing that I kind of want to touch base on is when I was talking about washing this. I had a situation to where I actually washed my hands after eating, to put my lunch container on my working station. And this was like in the shop area. So, everybody kind of got their own little station area. So that was, what was left over. Even though I was done, even though I washed my hands, but because I was handling the container itself, it still had some of what she was allergic to. Now, luckily, I just hit it with some antiseptic real quick on my hands before I got started, or the hand sanitizer before I got started. But it still wasn't washing the hands. So remind you, hand sanitizer, it kills some of the germs, but not all of the germs. Okay, you guys. So another good thing too is to make sure that you wash. And if you're in between, like let's say you're working, and then you need to stop and you need to go get you another comb. I always, when I come back to that station, I hit the sanitizer my hands. I'm just giving you guys these tools just so that you guys don't wind up in a bad situation. Something so simple, something very simple. The next thing that I would like to go over is time management. Time management is very important because a lot of people are professional. You talking about hairstyles, and this is even with $40 hairstyles, $30 hairstyles, $15 hairstyles. It doesn't matter. But especially when somebody's coming to you and they're putting $400 in your hand and $100 in your hand at a time, you need to make sure that you are on time, And I understand things may happen, so I always give like a leeway for the clients and a leeway for myself too as well. But I do hear quite often that some, consultants, trainees, or stylists, or, is beyond late, like meaning hours late, 2-3 hours late, got 5 people at the shop, and on top of having 5 people at the shop, they working on 5 people at the same time, and then they behind 45 minutes. Like, you definitely want to work on your time management, okay? Time management is very essential as far as coming in on time, as far as when you are at work, you are at work, even if you are working from home. This is to all my sisters that work at home. When you in the shop, it's a little bit different. I'm going to touch base on what we mess up on, but I'm going to go to like my sisters at the house. When you guys are working, I understand we have children, we have husbands, we have lives, we have friends that come over. You just got your regular everyday life. I really do get that. But at the same time, when you are at work, you are at work. Even if it is working for yourself, you still are at work. So you have to show respect to your own self, okay? And what that means is when you are at work, you shouldn't really be dealing with a whole bunch of things like kids, cooking dinner, you know what I'm saying? Your cousin Day from down the street just stopped by for 20 minutes. Like, you don't want to really deal with any of that. When working from home, it was difficult, but at the same time, it was very cutthroat and club. When I am in this area and I'm in the living room, I am working. If you need anything, you need to go to daddy, or I'm going to make sure that I have that set up prior to my clients coming. Because when my clients come, it is strictly their time. It's not my time anymore. It's their time. So you have to make sure that you manage all of those things. If you need to cook dinner, you need to have your dinner already set on the cook. I hate if I have to come somewhere and I have to wait for you to get ready when I'm already there and ready. I'm ready to spend my money. So I just have to make sure that I put that out there to you guys. Make sure that y'all not doing anything else. That's what kind of make us look a little bit roguish sometimes. And that's for any stylist, not just sister locks, not any stylist. That makes us look roguish. When we are at work, we have a client sitting there, we taking a break, we gotta go pick up our kids from the daycare around the corner, we gotta cook dinner, you know what I'm saying? We gotta get the kids lunch. Like, all this stuff should be done. And proactively, you know what I mean? I'm not saying don't cook dinner for the kids. I'm not saying, don't stop and get lunch, but maybe doing bag lunch. So you already have them already separated together. The kids can kind of just grab it and go. Maybe already having your dinner, already in a crock pot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a few little things that you kind of got to do, in order to make sure you're on point. Another thing about time management is being honest, okay? You have to be honest about the amount of time that's going to be needed. If you know that you're a trainee and you're just coming from class, you really don't know how long you're going to be when you first starting out to gauge things. So the best thing that I can tell you is to tell your clients that you are new, and I think that I may be done a little bit faster, but let's set off 6 hours. Let's set off 8 hours. I know that it sounds crazy, but what is even more crazier is a client having an event to go to and they only booked off for 3 hours because their last consultant only took them 3 hours, So you just want to make sure, because that could cause some issues, real big issues. So just so that everything is clear and everything is transparent, you just let them know that. If you got to offer up a discount, come off a couple of dollars. Like, that's residual income. And you have to think about that in a mass form. So for a year, what's worth you using a couple of dollars versus you losing hundreds of dollars? You know what I mean? You kind of got to do that comparison to see where you wind up at. Another thing about time management for people that's inside a shop or salon, if you are fortunate enough to be inside of a shop or salon, make sure that you do one client at a time. Clients do not like it when it's 4 to 5 clients sitting up there waiting. You don't overbook yourself. You doing one section over here, one style over here, one wash and shampoo over here. Like, no, that is not quality service, okay, you guys? That's poor service. You really need to be dedicated to one stylist, or not one stylist, but one client at a time. And you should, really prep for it. You should know how long it's going to take, roughly. And then you should execute, all right? If you want to get done faster, speed up, okay? Because then you can actually get a person in, out, another person in, out, versus 10 people there and everybody looking crazy, everybody there at the salon. You shouldn't have somebody dropped off and a person is taking 10 hours and there to the close of the day. That doesn't make any sense, okay? And then furthermore, once you get into people traveling down, they're not going to be able to do all of that. Not necessarily saying that everybody going to have traveling clients, but sister locks, or if you do dope work, people will travel to you. So people don't want to sit down there all day. You say you're going to be here at this time, you're going to be ready to start at this time, make it to where it's a feasible amount of time that you actually start their hair, finish their hair so they can get about their day. People have planes to catch. People have rolled down hours. I know for us, we have people that fly in. We have people that take the train in, the bus in. We have all kind of stuff. People driving 2-3 hours and they want to be back on the road where they're at before it get dark. So it's just things that we have to be appreciative and be humble about and take into consideration. We know that we phenomenal and people wait there all day, but why should they? Daytime is just important as ours. Hold on, my bad, y'all. Yeah, I did get off from break, so need a little grown people punch. All right, anywho, next thing that I would like to get on is scheduling. I know we went a little bit into scheduling with time management, and I kind of went into it a little bit, just running my mouth. Sometimes I tend to do that. But scheduling, let's still go over that just a little bit more. Rescheduling clients at the drop of a dime. People do not want to get a phone call at 4 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Like, oh, I had to reschedule the appointment. Like, people take time off. People, take leave from work. People are going back to work and maybe just did half a day because they thinking, okay, I'm going to be in and out. People are really taking time to come and see you. And for us, and for you, hopefully, people are traveling in. Appointments are booked months in advance. So that means they had to take off 2-3 days. And that's even for the establishments. That's for the recite-ins, for the consultations. I got people that drive in 2-3 hours for consultation. I had somebody fly in for a consultation. You don't know, because we don't really talk to people like that. When we first initiated, we do a little bit. I made sure I asked, how did you hear about us, and whether they stay locally. But sometimes we don't think to do those things. And I mean, that's all cool. Oh, y'all hear my little doggies in the background. My dog just had puppies, so she back there breastfeeding and stuff. Y'all hear the babies. But anywho, you don't know where people are traveling in from. So it's just great to be efficient and just making sure that you do your schedule right. it should be more than enough time that you should be able to look at your schedule to see if it's going to be a conflict. Unfortunately, things do happen in this last minute, and we can't, help the things that, life throw at us. You could have broke a leg, your child could have got injured and had to get rushed to the emergency room. I understand that. But things that you actually can foresee, you need to kind of plan around. I don't think like last minute, all of a sudden, you done did 20 clients, you got 20 people packed in like sardines, you're not doing proper time management. If it takes you 3 days to do an install, book 3 days. If you get done early, that's great. But if not, it doesn't put you in a bad position. So you have to make sure that you look through to schedule your people right. Another thing is confirming appointments. That's something that confirming appointments, that's something that can be looked at as beneficial. People are scheduling out 6 weeks in advance, so sometimes they won't remember their appointment, but it's nice to do, even if it's just like an app or appointment system, so where they confirm appointments or send out an appointment notification email or confirmation. It's okay to go through your schedule a week prior. And again, time management, going through a week prior, looking at whatever conflicts you have, adjusting those conflicts, prior to the day before or the day of. But definitely making sure that you send out some type of confirmation to remind that client or that person, of their appointment. The last thing that I kind of want to touch base on, because I don't want the video to be stupid long, like just a good couple minutes, and then we'll start going into depth a little bit later on some other things, as I stated before with the modules, like advertising. How do you get clients? This is just the bare minimum. Like, if you don't get these things together, baby, it don't matter if a person come visit you one time, they're really not going to come back. They're going to find somebody else that can abide by some of these rules. Even if you do phenomenal work, it's only going to be so many times a person want to come sit and wait 2 hours for you to get them. Let's be honest. Another thing that I want to touch base on, I got this stuff numbered to the side, so my bad if y'all see me veering off. It's because I'm peeking at my cheat sheet. Okay, I gotta look at it to see. I wrote it down prior to see some stuff that I wanted to touch base on. We just did time. Okay, professionalism. Okay, we did scheduling. Last one, professionalism. Okay, you guys. Okay, this is the most and the biggest one. As Sister Lock Consultants, we already have a bad rep, okay, before we even get started. I had a consultation too. I had somebody cussing me out, basically, and I hadn't even opened up my mouth and said 2 words. But based off of what she's seen in y'all Sister Lock and loving it, based off what her prior experience was, that was just her general perception of all Sister Lock Consultants, which obviously isn't true. This client, she loves me to death. She's still with me. I've been rocking for about a year now. I still love you, no problem. But anyway, it is known that is like just some of this stuff that I just listed, people have issues about. And then professionalism. When I speak on professionalism, I'm saying when a person comes to you, not only being dressed in a certain attire, making sure that you have uniforms. Every company, even if you work it for yourself, that is your company. You should have something standard that you try to go to work in, whether it's, scrubs, which I chose when I was at home, whether it's jeans and a t-shirt, kind of make it, consistent with it. You ain't coming to work with booty shorts on, ripped up, cold up stuff, look like you went to the club last night. Like, you're coming to work like you ready to work. You know what I mean? You there, you look like you ready. She may have her kids with you. You just don't know what the situation may be. Her husband may walk in a consultation. I had couples consultations because the husband actually was going to be braiding the hair and washing it because of Carpetonia. I know I'm saying the word wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. When your hands go to having issues and stuff, she couldn't really lift. So her husband needed to learn how to take care of the locks and shampooing so that he can help and assist. Some people come as support systems, and you just want to be dressed appropriately. You don't want to be dressed halfway naked. You want to be on something that's nice, comfortable for you to work, because you will be standing up for a few hours at a time. So that's something else for you to take into consideration. Another thing with professionalism is cursing. Just being crazy, okay? People love people with personality, but to a minimum, okay? Let's get for real. When I go somewhere and I go spend my money at McDonald's, Kmart, wherever I go at, even if I'm going to $100 restaurant, I deserve customer service. Matter of fact, I demand customer service. And if I don't get it, I will leave, okay? And I feel like that's the minimum that anybody can do. When you're at work, you shouldn't be at work cussing every 2 minutes, talking about Shaniqua business, talking about Naisha business, talking about any of that. Like, none of that is relevant to what you're doing. Yes, you want to be personal with your clients, but you don't want to be too personal. Some things that I like to touch base on so that I can give scenarios for my employees is just the fact of this. Once you get to and it's not even once you get to a point, it's a small world. Everybody know everybody. So let's just say you talking about a situation, or you got another client in and she talking about a situation, and unfortunately this person's cousin here. That's how unprofessionalism start inside the shop, and people fighting and arguing, acting ratchet. So for me, I don't set that tone. If you cursing and that's the behavior that you carrying on with, and you talking about all this other crazy stuff, then other people gonna come in, they gonna be cursing, they gonna be disrespectful, and they gonna be talking about crazy stuff. When you facilitate a professional environment and you demand respect, you put respect out there, and that's what you get back. So it's no way that you can ask a client to refrain from using cuss words, because, maybe another client had an emergency and had to bring her, 6-year-old, 13-year-old. Well, you don't want nobody up in there talking about R-rated stuff and sex. You have to make sure that you tone that from the beginning. Remember, you have to set a culture. That's what they call it, a culture for your shop or your place of business. Okay, so for me, when I worked at home, I put a sign on my door. Don't knock on my door. My kids know not to bother me. Pookie, don't come around my house. You know I'm working. It don't matter. When I'm at work, and I'm going to be exactly what I need to be to get these coins, okay? I'm not finna try to be, hey, kicking it with you, cussing. I ain't doing all that. I'm a whole different person. When I'm at work, I'm concentrating on my client, or I'm concentrating on my speed and making sure that I get my client up out of there, but all doing it in a professional manner, okay? It's not what you do, it's how you do it. So make sure that you think about those things or those avenues too as well. I also want to say that end note, we use social media, and I'm about to wrap this up because it's about to be the end of this, right? Because first you need to focus on these things, and then when I come back to you tomorrow, my moo, we're gonna be talking, about some more stuff. Well, this ain't technically a moo, y'all. These them long little sweater things, okay, y'all? It's cold. But anyway, social media. Social media is a thing that has a lot of people confused. And there's going to be a few little snap bits that I throw out there now so you know what we're going to be talking about in a minute. Your personal page should not be your business page, okay? Your business should not be your personal. Point blank, period. I do not care. This goes for any and everybody. When you have a business, you want to keep your business in a certain light. Whatever you do personally is what you do personally. It should never be intertwined, okay? Why do I say this? It is too much for me, okay? And when a person asks or want to seek employment at my shop or my location, I always ask for their social media pages, always, because you can tell a lot by a person by the things that they post online. Why is that important? It's important because I plan on having you with me, and if you're going to be wearing my brand, if you're wearing your brand, you don't want to be on your brand, talking about, I don't even want to say some of the stuff that I've heard and I've seen on people things, or at the party, Tyrone on there, you put him out last night. Like, bro, none of those are social media worthy, and it's definitely not worthy for your business page. Whatever you're going through privately, you need to make sure that it stays privately and not bring that into your work realm. Unfortunately, I done seen on business pages where people getting put out, and people getting cursed out, and you pulling up on fights. Like, that's not something that a person wants to see. Why? Because I'm already prejudging that that's just how you are. So if that's how you handle your personal life, I can imagine if we have an issue on price, or we got an issue about scheduling or anything like that, I know that there's going to be an issue because you don't handle conflict well. So before you put that image out there about yourself, you need to look at it, evaluate it, and just see whether you want people to know you for that. That's just honestly. And then you never know who's going to be dealing with you. And it might be some kids, and they, parents feel a little leery if they see that you always dropping it like 10, you know what I'm saying, on twerking it, all week long, you know what I'm saying, and then I come up there in your booty shorts and I'm leaving my child, I'm scared my baby gonna come up with the wrong information, So that's why all is important to censor everything that's going on at your location, okay? Because this is a representation of you, and this is whether people gonna want to come spend some money with you, okay, you guys? that's pretty much what we're gonna be talking about for today. I'm not gonna like overkill y'all. I ain't gonna go into depth. I hope you guys do like the video. I think this is important, you know, so that we know what we looking for or what other people looking for before they come spend money with us. Again, you know, try to make sure social media mess up a lot of people when it come down to clients, and that's like the biggest thing that I hear. Oh, last but not least, pricing. Pricing. Let me go over a scenario. If I go to Kmart and I see something or Walmart, this is me on my everyday. So this ain't something that I'm just bringing you that's foo-foo. And what that mean is I'm telling you the truth, okay? This is me. When I went to Walmart or Kmart, I think it was Kmart. But I went in there and I seen the price and I'm like, oh no, they on sale? What? Where? Where? Ran and, you know, got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking it up to the register. I'm like, I done found me a steal. Okay, I get up to the register and then they price checking it or they scanning it and it come up for totally different than what it was advertised for. If you know, like I know, whatever they advertised under, so meaning or whatever they advertised it for. So if you have more than one or several in an item price, this, you know, FYI for y'all, if it's an item price and it's more than one and several up there, then they are supposed to give it to you for that price. Literally, I argue you down. Bring your manager because I know for sure I'm able to get it at that price because that's what you told me. So just because this is your business, we want to make sure that we're being transparent. And in the sister lock realm, that's another number one killer. You know, you go there and they not selling stuff the way you're supposed to sell stuff. Sister locks have already told you how to sell your stuff in a package price. It's important that you do that because the information is out there. It's important that if I check out your page and you say that you do $100 retightments, why when I come sit in your chair, it's $200? If it's going to be $200, you need to hold a consultation, just like Sister Locks tell you to do. You charge by hour or you do your grooming as well. But that need to be clear before you proceed. Don't proceed and just assume that a person know what this price is going to be, okay? And don't offer a special and then retract your special because your bills due and you was a little bit short last month. That's not how we conduct business. We try to be transparent, professional, and what you say is what you mean, and that's all you have is your word. So if you gave your word that it was going to be this certain price, then it needs to be that certain price. You know, if you want to go up, it's nothing wrong with that. Can't nobody tell you how to set your prices. Do it in a professional manner. Let people know that the prices are going to be going up at this point. Make sure that you text your clients. Make sure that you advertise for your clients so that everybody know, and send an email. Even take it a step further. Call the clients. Let everybody know. Or prior to the visit of you going up, maybe a couple visits in advance, hey, I'm going up on the price. You know, I just want to let you know at this date we'll be going up, and make sure you have something to write inside the shop. Those are just things that's important, okay? Don't, you know, try to cheat people. Christmas coming, and I see it all the time, and I hear about it all the time. Or you the only person in this one small area, so you want to charge $250 for your retightening because they can't go nowhere else. I have people that drive down, you know, and when I say drive, I mean drive from all different locations. There's no shade to nobody here. They might not know about you. This is why we're doing these right here, so that I can let you know. This video isn't for that, but a couple more videos, we're going to be letting you know, well, really the next video, what you need to have in order for people to see you. Because a lot of people be like, they didn't even know you got 30 doggone consultants or trainees put together in that area. And they rather travel, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours to get down to one particular place when you have wonderful trained consultants and trainees and approved trainees in your area, okay? So that's why it's important to make sure that you're being reasonable and you being fair. I'm not saying, you know, be ran over with the prices. I'm definitely not saying, you know, charge only $50 so you can get it. I'm not saying none of that. I'm saying figure out what you equate, you know, a good price for you is. Go by always the Sister Lock standards, which is hourly. I will be converting my list over hourly. We're acclimating all of our clients to it to let them know that it's going to be hourly going forward. But at the end of the day, long as you're fair, you're fair. And if you see that a person has too much slippage or, you know, some locks came down, I have clients that have that. I pull them into a separate room. Even if you don't got a separate room, you just talk to your client to let your client know, hey, this is the issue. This is what it's looking like. I need to charge you this. But for me, I'm so nice. I'm going to tell you, I take it a step farther. If a person come in, and depending on how messed up it is, I'll allow a consultant, or not a consultant, but a client, to have a oops day. You know what I mean? Like, you got one time that you came in, it's the first time your hair looking like Kunta Kinte. I can work with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna let you know, hey, I'm gonna go up $5, $10, or this one visit, if that's okay with you. And I say in a professional tone, $5 or $10, and if that's okay, that'll be wonderful. We could continue on with the retightening. But because you have blase squaze, you got excessive slippage, you have excessive new growth, or you waited too long, to come back. Why don't we go over a few things? This is my educational moment. Now I'm trying to find out, did you wash with the proper shampoo? Did you bend when you wash? Now I'm getting into the nitty gritty. Now I'm saying, well, how often did you wash? How often was it? What was the last retightening? I'm going to figure out all of these things. Oh, okay, you say when you wash properly. Okay, well, show me how you kind of wash. How many sections did you have? You just kind of throwing out a few things, just trying to get in information. Then once you figure out or target what a problem is at, then you educate them on that. Hey, okay, well, look, you only put 5 bundles in. You know what? I noticed that when you put less bundles in, you'll have a bit more slippage. But if you put in this amount, you'll minimize the slippage. Or if you wash with this shampoo, you won't have those problems. So I try to make sure that I educate so that a client can understand, the do's, the don'ts. Now, if a client just consists on, coming in and looking like Kunta Kinte, then that's something different. But again, I let them know what I'm going to charge them, what the problem was. I train them. And then I also let them know, if you came in, at another point, hair look like this, it will be this price. And I get them the raw price. Like, listen, it'll be $250 to get this fixed. And people are understanding. They like, oh, whoa, okay, you only going to charge me $10 for that? Or I'm going to get right. That's what they usually do. So that's why you just want to make sure that you take that time to kind of educate them, train them, and then if they continue to come back, then that's when you can let them know prior to discharging them that, if you continue to come in this way, unfortunately, I may have to find somebody else, or I may have to help you find somebody else or whatever to do your hair, blase squaze, you get into that. But it's been kind of like 31 minutes on this video. I don't want to go over 35. I definitely don't want to bore y'all today. But those are my top killers. These are not things that I just came up with. This is every consultation, especially if it's a transfer client. I'm always asking questions. First of all, where did you hear us from? Or, where did you see us from? How did you find us? That's my top question. My next question is just going to be like, what made them come to a new consultant, or, what was the issue? Not to bash the prior consultant, but just to find out what the problem is, so I know for sure we don't have those issues here. If it's something that I foresee that it was the client,